And let's welcome the next project, which is called Nullpunkt, and the presenters are from Estonia.
Hello, my name is Dagmar, and I work as a producer in an Estonian production company, Allfilm. And I'm here today to present you a project titled Nullpunkt Transmedia Experience, which is a transmedia storytelling project that we've been developing in Estonia for the last 2 years. Nullpunkt is basically a story about 21st century youth. It's a story about difficulties of growing up. It's a story about how to find confidence in you and how to believe in you, in yourself, and how to step up against negative situations.
Okay.
It's not there?
Yeah, it's already there. I'm good to go.
Okay. School is fucked up. Social life is fucked up. Can it get any worse? These are the thoughts of a 17-year-old Johannes who has reached the 0 point, or in Estonia we call it Nullpunkt, of his life. He's realized that there's nothing else that could possibly get any worse. He realizes that there's nothing else to lose anymore, and he finds that his life is not worth living anymore. Soon this young guy finds himself standing on the edge of the balcony of his home, making a decision over life and death. To jump or not to jump. Johannes chooses the second option, and he decides not to give up. He realizes that there's still hope, and he finds out that in order to be happy, it only depends on yourself. So your happiness is totally your own responsibility and totally in your own hands. So Johannes starts to recreate his life in a more enlightened way, to become a person that he wants to be and to have a life that he wants to live. And this is how the story of Johannes is being told. Can we turn up the sound?
Kool on perses. Õppimine on perses.
Ei istu siia.
Sa ei sure selle pärast ära.
Värdjas.
Sotsiaalne elu on perses.
Kuul sul pedakagi lähed? Noh, su endast naist läbid.
Päris palju asju mahub sinna perse.
Nullpunkt Transmedia Experience is a multi-platform storytelling project involving several different extensions. It all started with a book written by young author Margus Karu in 2010. Nullpunkt was the first book in Estonia promoted with an audio-visual trailer.
Kirka rääkis, et sa pidid täna tulema. Tule, ma teen sind teistele tuttavaks.
Starring 14 Estonian celebrities, the trailer got thousands of hits on YouTube already in the first week. By now, the trailer has been viewed more than 87,000 times. This number of viewers is more than 50% of all the 15 to 25-year-olds living in Estonia. Most of the comments left on YouTube are about waiting for the film to be made, and they don't need to wait any longer. Nullpunkt film, produced by Allfilm, is currently in the pre-production stage. In May 2012, youngsters from all over Estonia participated in the casting for the Nullpunkt film. Over the course of 6 days, more than 1,000 young people stepped in front of the jury to show their talent.
Sotsiaalne elu on perses.
Sõbra on ka perses.
Nullpunkt castings turned out to be as popular as the casting for one of the most popular TV shows, Estonian Pop Idol. From these youngsters, we also discovered the young and promising Estonian actor Mart Pius, who was given the role of the lead character, Johannes. Nowadays, the younger generation is eager to use new technologies and be involved in interactive story building. Nullpunkt Transmedia Experience is offering them new and exciting ways to experience a story. The alternate reality game gives our audiences the unique opportunity to experience the story of Nullpunkt in the real locations the story is actually taking place. The Nullpunkt alternate reality game is the first of its kind in Estonia. For those who have not yet read the book, we are organizing a book crossing activity, an experience that gives reading a book an entirely new dimension. By giving out Nullpunkt books equipped with QR codes and links to relevant sites, the participants of book crossing are drawn into a live competition. By using a specially developed app, You can register the book you have received or found and see the journey of this very book in your hands. As a side activity, there is also a photo competition, Take Nullpunkt to the World, where the users will have to post photos of the book in faraway places. Young people have become storytellers themselves. That is why we are co-creating the script for the coming TV series in collaboration with our audience. Youngsters are given the opportunity to participate in the script development through the Nullpunkt central website. On top of that, Nullpunkt's transmedia experience also involves theme song and movie poster contests, video blogs, making of webisodes, live events and social media activities. All this makes Nullpunkt one of the greatest storytelling universe created in Estonia and the Baltics, taking storytelling to the next level.
So what is special about Nullpunkt transmedia experience? First of all, the story of Nullpunkt is very universal. We've all been through our teenage years. We all kind of can relate to the story somehow. And it doesn't matter if you're Estonian, if you're British, or if you're Polish, if you're Lithuanian. We all have been through these things. Nullpunkt gives hope that no matter how bad things are, they will always get better. It encourages young people to take charge of their own happiness, and it reminds them that you need to be in charge of your own happiness. It makes the audience more aware of the people around them, because I remember well from my high school years that there were the bullies and the ones who were bullied, and I was always the one who was kind of standing on the side and never doing anything. What if I had known that what these people might be going through? Maybe I would have done something, maybe I would have helped them. And Nullpunkt gives young audiences an opportunity to participate and create a meaning collaboratively. What makes this story even more influential is that it's based on the real-life events and experience of the author himself, Margus Karo. The fact that this 28-year-old author now is the author of the most popular youth novel in Estonia and one of the most positive persons that I've ever met is a real inspiration and proof that you should never stop believing in yourself. The team behind Nullpunkt transmedia experience are all the young people like myself. And although we haven't been working on transmedia projects before, and this is our very first transmedia project, combined we have years of experience in television and film production. And now you're probably wondering how we're planning to finance all this. Very recently, we managed to sell the rights for the TV to Estonian public broadcaster. And the very first day of shooting will be 1st of November. And the TV series will go live January 2015. Currently, we're working strongly on getting funding for all the rest of the extensions. And we're hoping to do that together with Estonian Film Institute, the Cultural Endowment of Estonia, private investors, book publisher, and the crowds. And this is not where it ends. We have bigger plans for Nullpunkt. As it's so universal, Estonia is not the limit. Thank you. This is Nullpunkt.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It sort of gripped me again. Already when I watched the trailer the first time, it was kind of gripping to me, and now I had the same feeling. As you said, it's quite universal. What I really find interesting is that it all started with one writer who wrote a book, and then you sort of build everything around that. How are you planning to include him in all the different aspects of it?
We are actually collaborating with him. So in terms of the ARG, we are working together with him for the script. So he's involved in the basically whole process of the transmedia experience.
And when it comes to user-created content, will he also be involved? Will he sort of judge or talk to the people?
Yes.
Do you have a broadcaster behind the whole project? Because it seems like there's a lot of celebrities participating.
For the TV series, they will be broadcasted by Estonian national television.
So it's quite advanced, the project, right?
Well, we're still working on getting funding for the rest of the extension, so a TV series is just one part of it.
And but that one is funded, and you're
Yes.
looking for that. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for the great pitch. I mean, you basically can add nothing. You said everything. Yeah, the only challenge, of course, for you is the funding. And so good luck with that, because otherwise I think it's really, you have built it, structured it wonderfully.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd just like to echo that this project's been thought through very, very well and looks very professional. But question is everything based around how successful the TV series is going to go? Because even though all the transmedia elements are looking good, the ARG seems to be very interactive, and I love the idea of, you know, looking at the journey of the book. How much of this is to support the TV series, and how many of these elements are actually available to an audience that maybe haven't come across the book or maybe haven't come across the TV series?
I think we're actually rather looking at the project from a whole. So the TV series is just one part of it. And we're also planning to have a movie. And the ARG, we hope that they're all are going to work as separate as well. Although each of the elements of the story adds to the overall story world experience, I think they're pretty strong enough to act as on their own as well. So even if the the story itself is very popular in Estonia and it speaks to many, many youngsters. And even if the TV series is not going to be that successful, I'm pretty sure that the rest of the extensions, because they're new and fresh and because nothing like that has been done in Estonia before, they will be attractive still.
And are there any plans to sort of map this out to other territories? Because obviously it's a universal theme.
The idea is that we're going to use Estonia as kind of a laboratory, try it out, how it works. And we're definitely going to work for making it reproducible in other territories as well.
Does anybody from the audience want to ask questions? Yeah.
Hi, it's really very interesting. What I was wondering, you're looking like changing the behavior of young people in a way by making them aware of what they're really doing.
Well, we know that you can't make a change with one project. I mean, this is a change that takes longer time to make it happen. But from my very personal experience, I can tell that if I had read this book before, if I had known this experience of the author before, I might have acted differently. And this might have really helped some people. You know, if you kind of encourage, if there's some person who's very unconfident and who's very insecure, and if you encourage them, if you tell them that, believe in yourself, then this is already a huge help for them. So.
Yeah, but I was wondering, do you include any tools, like social tools or other things to even extend that? That's the willingness to change their behavior?
I think the most important part is that we want the fans to come together and to collaborate together. So if we think about the present world, then all these technologies, they actually drive us apart from each other. You sit behind your computer, you do it alone, you consume media alone. Our aim is to bring those people from behind the screens together, but also they can still work online, but they're still together and they're physically together, so they communicate in real life as well.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Yeah.
Thank you. I'm also very impressed with the presentation and the development of the project. I would like to ask how the audience is involved in the writing of the script of the TV series, because you mentioned it. So I would like to ask how is it constructed in practice?
We are going to have the audience send in their own ideas of how the story should evolve, include their own experiences in there, and then based on that, we're going to decide how we're going to build up the script. Because we want to hear the real stories of other people as well, and the real experiences, because these real experiences are the ones that make this story world really kind of what we want it to be.
Well, as a teacher, I wonder, how do your project actually challenge the school system? And the same question could I ask the different other projects being represented here.
You mean how this affects the school project?
Well, how can it stimulate the schools to develop in using this media?
Well, I think, for example, getting people to read books these days is becoming more difficult and difficult. I remember when I was in high school, I wasn't really a fan of reading books. We are trying to, with the book crossing activity, we are trying to reinvent the experience of reading a book. So by giving them a new idea how to read a book and showing them that it can actually be exciting. On the other side as well, as it has a really strong social meaning, it kind of helps towards better relationships among students. And maybe it also helps teachers to understand, because if you read the book, you can, there is a part of it where even the teachers can't actually understand what is the main character going through, and they're kind of, like blind to it, they're not noticing it. So I think in schoolwork as well, it helps us to be more aware of what is going around us and understand it a bit better, and maybe based on that, we know how to act.
I think that's it, as far as the questions are concerned. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
It's time to welcome our last presenters, the audio link technologies from